In the previous lesson, we looked at using charts in presentations. Now we're going to focus on the use of graphical objects in presentations. In all, there are 10 different topics in this lesson. The first topic looks at inserting pictures into graphical objects. The second topic focuses on copying or moving graphical objects, both within the same presentation and between different presentations. Topic 3 looks at manipulating graphical objects, resizing them, rotating them, and flipping them. The fourth topic illustrates the best approach to aligning graphical objects relative to slides. The fifth topic explains the processes behind adding shapes and objects, whether arrows, block arrows, rectangles, ovals, or text boxes. The next topic looks at inserting text into graphical objects. Topic number 7 is on customizing graphical objects, including features such as background color, line weight, and line style. The following topic will focus on changing arrow start and arrow end style. And the topic after that will look at applying shadow to drawn objects. The final topic will teach various aspects relating to the positioning of drawn objects, grouping them in a presentation, positioning one in front of another one, and positioning one behind another one. As well as making your presentation more visually appealing, pictures often communicate an idea more effectively than just text or even charts. Sometimes a picture really is worth 1,000 words. And inserting a picture is simple. To insert a picture into a slide, follow these steps. First, click on the Insert tab on the ribbon. Click on the Pictures button, then select this device. Now click on Picture 1. And now click on the Insert button. You can see that Picture 1 has been inserted into the presentation. Most presentation applications give you a high level of control and flexibility when creating your presentation, and most allow you to copy or move graphical objects. You can paste copied or cut objects to another location in the same presentation, or you can paste them to another presentation altogether. When you copy something, it still exists in the original position. When you move or cut something, it's gone from the original location. First, let's look at how to copy or move a graphical object to another location in the same presentation. Remember that whether you copy or cut the graphical object depends on whether you want it to still exist in the original location or not. Let's see now how to do both. To copy an object, first click on the object. For example, click on the highlighted object. Then click on the Copy button, which you'll find on the Home tab of the ribbon. Now you can paste the object. To do this, click on the location where you want to place the object. The insertion pointer will move to the selected spot. Then click on the Paste button on the ribbon. The object will copy to the new location. What we've just done is called copy and paste. We pasted or moved the object to a new location, but it's still in its original location as well. It's also possible to cut and paste. This moves an object to a new location, but it's no longer in its original location. It's been cut. To cut and paste an object, first select the object you want to cut by clicking on it. Next, click on the Cut button, which you'll find on the Home tab of the ribbon. The object will disappear from its original location. Now, to paste this object, click on wherever you want to paste it. For our example, click on the highlighted area. You'll see that the insertion pointer moves to the selected area. Now click on the Paste button on the ribbon. The object will appear in the new location. As well as copying or moving objects to locations within the same presentation, it's also possible to copy or move objects between presentations. To copy an object and paste it to another presentation, follow these steps. First, select the object to cut by clicking on it. Then click the Copy button, which is on the Home tab of the ribbon. Roll the mouse over the Presentation app icon in the taskbar. All currently open presentations will appear in the Preview window. Click on the appropriate presentation window. For the purposes of this example, let's click on Presentation 2. As soon as you do this, the selected presentation will appear on the screen. Now to paste the image where we want it. Just click on the desired location. For this illustration, click on the highlighted area. You'll see that the insertion pointer moves to the selected location. Now click on the Paste button on the ribbon. The object will be copied to the new location. Alternatively, you could cut the image, which removes it from the original location, and paste it to another presentation. To cut and paste, first click on the object that you want to cut. For our example, click on the highlighted object. Next, click on the Cut button, which you'll find on the Home tab of the ribbon. Just as you did earlier, now roll the mouse over the Presentation app icon in the taskbar. All currently open presentations will appear in the Preview window. For the purposes of our illustration, click on Presentation 2. This is the presentation where we're going to paste the object. Again, as we saw before, as soon as you click on the new presentation in the taskbar, it opens on the screen. Paste the object by first clicking on the desired location. For this illustration, click on the highlighted area. You'll see that the insertion pointer moves here. Now click on the Paste button on the ribbon. As soon as you do this, the object appears in the new location. Remember that because we cut rather than copied the object at the beginning of this process, this object is no longer in the original location. We cut or removed it from there. It's also possible to manipulate graphical objects that you have inserted in a presentation. There are several different ways that you can manipulate these objects. For instance, in most cases, you can resize graphical objects. It's also generally possible to rotate graphical objects. And you can also flip graphical objects. Let's look now at each action individually. You might want to resize a graphical object or image, making it bigger or smaller for a variety of reasons. To do this, just follow these steps. First, select the object or image that you want to resize by clicking on it. Now click on the right-handed bottom pointer that you can see on the selected image. Pull the selected pointer outwards. This makes it larger. To make it smaller, you would simply push it inwards. It's also possible to rotate a graphical object or image in a presentation. To rotate, follow these steps. Start by selecting the object or image that you want to rotate by clicking on it. Now click on the circular arrow that you can see at the top of the image. Now simply rotate the object by dragging this arrow in whatever direction you want. As you can see, the image gets rotated. You can also flip an object or image. When you flip an object or image, you create a reverse image of it. You'll see what that means from the example coming. The first thing to do is select the image by clicking on it. Then click on the Format tab. In the Arrange group of commands, which you'll find towards the right-hand side of the ribbon, click on Rotate. From the drop-down menu, you can choose to flip the image either vertically or horizontally. First try flipping it vertically by clicking on Flip Vertical. The image is effectively upside down. And now try flipping it horizontally. This time the image is sort of inside out. Notice that the windows of the house are on the other side. Another thing you can do when working with a graphical object in your presentation is align it relative to a slide. Aligning an object relative to the slide makes your presentation look more organized and neater. To align a graphical object relative to a slide, follow these steps. To start, click on the object to select it. Then click on the Picture Format tab. Next, click on the Align button in the Arrange section. You're given a number of options, such as Align Right, Align Left, Align Center, Align Top, Align Middle, and Align Bottom. Click on Align Left to align the graphical object to the left-hand side of the slide. Click on Align Right to align it to the right side on the slide. And click on Align Center to align it to the center on the slide. Of the many features and commands available to make presentations more attractive and interesting visually, the Shapes function, which allows you to add a range of shapes and objects, is one of the best. Some of the things you can add are arrows, block arrows, rectangles, ovals, and text boxes. As well as a large selection of standard shapes, you can design and customize them so that you get exactly what you need for your presentation. Let's see first how to add arrows to a presentation. To add an arrow, just do the following. Start by clicking on the Insert tab on the ribbon. Then click on the Shapes button, which you'll find in the Illustrations group. From the drop-down menu, click on the arrow symbol. Left-click on the spot in your presentation where you want the arrow to begin, the arrowhead, and drag the mouse pointer to where you want the arrow to end, the arrow tail. Now let's see how to add block arrows to a presentation slide. Follow these steps. Again, click first on the Insert tab on the ribbon. Then click on the Shapes button. Now click on the block arrow symbol in the drop-down menu. Left-click on the spot in the slide where you want the arrow to start, and drag the mouse pointer to the spot where you want it to end. It's also possible to add rectangles to your presentations, and here's how. First, click on the Insert tab on the ribbon. Then click on the Shapes button. From the drop-down menu, select the first rectangle shape from the group of rectangles. Left-click and drag the mouse pointer to create the rectangle in the preferred area. Another shape that you can add to a presentation is an oval. Follow these steps to add an oval shape to a slide. As before, start by clicking on the Insert tab on the ribbon. And again click on the Shapes button. From the drop-down menu, select the oval symbol. Left-click and drag the mouse pointer to create the oval wherever you want it. The final shape or object that we're going to look at is a text box. A text box is simply a box that you put text in and then place anywhere on a slide. It's a good way of creating pull quotes or sidebars that draw attention to important facts or points. And this is how you would add a text box. First, click on the Insert tab on the ribbon. Click now on the Shapes button. Now click on the text box symbol, which is the first option in the Basic Shapes group of options. As before, left-click and drag the mouse pointer to create a text box of whatever size you need. Finally, type the text you want in the text box. Now that we know how to insert and manipulate graphical objects in presentations, it's time to look at how to insert text into these objects. And this is how to do it. First, select the object by clicking on it. Then simply type whatever text you want into the shape or object. Once you've added a graphical object to a presentation, it's useful to be able to customize or reformat it. Most presentation applications let you change the background color, line weight, or line style of an object. Start by selecting the object you want to customize by clicking on it. Let's suppose that the first thing we want to do is change the background color. Start by clicking on the Shape Fill button in the Shape Format tab. Now select the color that you want from the color spectrum. We can also change the outline of the shape, customizing the color, width, or style of the line. To do this, click on the Shape Outline button in the Shape Format tab. From the menu, choose the color that you want the line to be. Now click on Weight to change the weight or thickness of the outline. Select the weight from the menu, from 1/4 point to 6 point. Click on the Shape Outline button again. This time, select Dashes to choose a style for the outline. You can choose from a selection of solid lines, dotted lines, or dash lines. Let's see now how to customize and format graphical objects. We'll use a particular type of graphic, an arrow, for the purposes of illustration. It's worth noting, though, that the general formatting principles illustrated here apply to just about every type of graphic. So let's see now how to format the start and end style of an arrow in a presentation. Start by right-clicking on the arrow and select the Format Shape button from the menu that appears. The Format Shape tab will appear on the right of the presentation. Now click on the Begin Arrow Type button in the Format Shape tab. Several options for Begin Arrow Type appear. Select the Begin Arrow Type that you want from the options. You can choose from No Arrow, Standard Arrow, Open Arrow, Stealth Arrow, Diamond Arrow, and Oval Arrow. Now click on End Arrow Type in the Format Shape tab. Again, lots of options appear. Select the End Arrow Type that you want from the options. Most presentation applications allow you to add a range of stylistic features to graphics and objects. These include things like shadows, borders, and reflections. Features like this help draw attention to particular objects, or just give your presentation a more unique look and feel. Let's look at how to apply a shadow to a graphical object. Start by clicking on the object to select it. Then click on the Shape Format tab of the ribbon. Next, click on the Shape Effects button in the Shape Styles section. In the drop-down menu, move the mouse pointer onto Shadow. Choose the shadow type from the range of options. You can see that the options include outer shadows and inner shadows. When finalizing the design and layout of your presentation, it's likely that you will want to move things around and generally rearrange things. Positioning is also a useful tool when editing or customizing graphical objects. Most presentation applications give you a lot of flexibility in positioning objects. For example, it's possible to group objects together. You can also position one object in front of another. And you can also position an object behind another object. Let's now look at each of these individually. One option when positioning objects on a slide is to group them together. This is useful when customizing or editing objects, as it enables you to work with a collection of objects as if they were a single entity. To group objects together, follow these steps. Select the first object by left-clicking on it. Select the next object by pressing Shift, and then left-clicking on the object. Move the mouse pointer to one of the selected drawn objects and right-click on the mouse. Now move the mouse pointer to the Group button in the drop-down menu that appears. From the options that appear, click on Group. Select the first object by left-clicking on it. Then right-click within the object. From the options presented in the drop-down menu, choose Bring to Front. The rectangle is now in front of the circle. Instead of positioning an object in front of another one, you may want to position it behind another one. No problem. To do this, just follow these steps. Select the first object by left-clicking on it. Then right-click within the object. From the options presented in the drop-down menu, choose Send to Back. The rectangle is now behind the circle. Practical exercises. This lesson on using graphical objects in presentations was divided into 10 different topics. The first topic dealt with how to insert pictures into slides. Pictures often communicate ideas more effectively than text or charts. The second topic showed you how to copy or move graphical objects, both within the same presentation and between presentations. The third topic showed how to manipulate graphical objects, with detailed illustrations on how to resize objects, rotate objects, and flip objects. The next topic explored how to align graphical objects to a slide, which makes slides look more organized and neater. Objects can be aligned to the right, left, or center of the slide. Topic number 5 looked at adding shapes and objects. Specifically, it showed you how to add arrows, block arrows, rectangles, ovals, and text boxes. The next topic demonstrated how to insert text into graphical objects, while the 7th topic looked at how to customize objects, which included how to change the background color, line weight, and line style of an object. Topic number 8 focused on formatting graphical objects, using one specific object, an arrow, for the purposes of illustration. The 9th topic showed you how to apply shadow to drawn objects, which is just one of a range of stylistic features that can be added in the same way. While the final topic explored the positioning of objects.